Why are you setting limiting goals when you should be focusing on your intentions? Today, we're going to be talking about getting off of the limitation of a goal and focusing on your massive intention. Tune in.
Welcome to the David Adam Kurz Show.
All right, guys, here we go. Welcome back to another episode of the David Adam Kurz Show. We're going to be talking about massive intention and what it means to have limiting goals, right? And I know that sounds crazy because normally you start thinking, you say limiting, you start thinking limiting concepts or limiting beliefs or limiting whatever. But I'm telling you that by setting a goal, you're limiting yourself. And so here's what I want to get into. Something this last week. By the way, I went on a spiritual journey this last week. And in that spiritual journey is where I understood the difference between having a major goal and what you want the outcome to be and focusing on the true intention. And that is where I want to focus with you guys today. Because, man, if I can get you to focus on the intention, then we're going to blow the hell up. Okay. Now, some common misconceptions that you'll often find with goal setting and achieving success is that achieving success means accomplishing your goals. What it really means is that you have a to-do list and you're trying to achieve everything on your to-do list. And that doesn't always mean success. Sometimes it just means I got shit done. And that's about it. And that's how it goes. And that's how the game is played, right? And you make these goals based on the thought of what success looks like to you. And unfortunately, we're humans and we have limitations on how far we can see. We don't know how much God has in store for us or what the world has in store for us. So what do? We limit ourselves. We say things like, I want to make $1 million, or I want to make $100,000. I want to make $50 today, like whatever the case is. And we limit ourselves to that goal. Can you believe that? Like everybody's been telling you, goal set, goal set, goal set. And I'm telling you, that's okay. You can goal set. But instead of focusing on the end product, let's focus on the steps in front of you. Right? And so this is what you're going to get out of today. Now, let's talk about the definition of a goal. Specific, measurable outcome that one aims to achieve. Remember, specific, measurable outcome that one aims to achieve. This is your limitation, by the way, right? Like, I want this car. I got that car. I want this money. I get that money. I want this house. I get that house. But what else is there? What else is there for you? What else is out there for you? What else do you deserve out of the hard work that you put in every single damn day, right? And so the definition of an intention is a broader purpose or mind-driven action of decisions, okay? Broader purpose, mindset-driven actions, and decisions, okay? Now we're going to focus purely, like if we focus purely on those goals, it can lead to very specific limited thinking and potential missed opportunities. Do you guys want to miss opportunities? Because I don't. I don't. I'm in this game to win it all. I want it all. And you should too, because we live in a world of abundance. And if you live and focus and think in a world of abundance, guess what? You will receive abundance. What? What did I just say to you, man? I just said that you and I, we can both, or if there's 1 million listeners right now, all 1 million of us can focus on abundance and we'll all receive abundance and the world will not be left dry because there's plenty out there for us. Now, here's an example. If your goal or your massive goal is, I'm going to earn $100,000 a year. Your limitation is that you might exactly earn that $100,000 without potential of exploring for more. What if your goal is running a marathon, right? What is that, 26.2 miles or something like that, right? Your limitation is that you may stop training after the marathon instead of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Like your goal was the marathon and I ran the marathon and now that's over and I'm out. You know how many military guys I know are fat as AF, right? They're fat AF. Why? Because they went through regiments in the military and then they got out of the Marine Corps and they said, yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. So I'm not going to do that anymore, right? Nobody's going to force me to run anymore. So I'm not going to run anymore. And guess what? Now I got big bellies in front of them, right? Or a goal of a growing social media followers to 10,000 people, right? Like I'm going to have 10,000 followers on social media. And your limitation there is that you could neglect meaningful engagement in pursuit of following numbers. Think about that for a minute. It's not about the numbers. It's about the engagement. So if you focus on the numbers, yeah, you'll hit your 10,000, but did you engage with anybody in meaningful engagement? No, because you were in the pursuit of follower numbers. Now let's talk about the power of setting intentions for a minute. How intentions align actions consistently with broader purpose. Look, if I want to think about a big goal, I want to drive a Rolls Royce. But what's it take to drive a Rolls Royce? Why do I want a Rolls Royce? What's the purpose behind the Rolls Royce? What intentions do I have to have in place in order for me to drive a Rolls Royce? And what intentions do I have when I drive a Rolls Royce? Man, imagine if you start asking yourself all those questions. You might actually talk your way out of shit. You might go, you know what? At the end, now I think about it, I really don't care for a Rolls Royce. Would be fun, but it's not a real goal. It's not a real intention. What the fuck am I focusing on here? Right? And so intentions help in adjusting and pivoting when facing obstacles rather than abandoning goals completely. You know, if you think about this, how many people do you know, and you yourself, by the way, have set a goal and then you find yourself about a quarter to halfway through the year for that annual goal and you're not really on pace to hit that goal. So you decide to abandon the goal completely. See, when you're taking steps in intention, when I take one step in front of another step, I don't have to abandon the next step because it's there and it's available for me. When I'm looking at a finish line that's 26.2 miles away, I might abandon that halfway through if my legs start cramping up, if my stomach starts cramping up, if I'm feeling dehydrated, if they had to poke an IV in me, I might be done. Do you want that for your life? Do you want that for your business? I don't think so. And so intentions foster long-term sustainable growth, creativity, and resilience. And that's what you should be looking for. Long-term, sustainable. These are all big words. Long-term, sustainable growth, creativity, and resilience. That is what we should all be focused on. That is what we should all be looking for. Okay? Here's some powerful intentions. The intention of financial abundance and security versus specific income goals. Saying, I want financial abundance and security. That is my intention. Because when I thought about that income goal, what was I really wanting? Financial security. I want my home bills to be paid. I want my family to be taken care of. There are certain things I want my business to be taken care of. There are things that I want in place. And that opens up multiple avenues for growth beyond the fixed number. Because now you're saying, I want financial abundance and security. I am achieving financial abundance and security. Or what if your intention is healthy living and wellness versus a single fitness goal event, right? Like that marathon. I'm focused on healthy living and wellness. This is an everyday operation. Every day I have to achieve that goal. And the next morning when I wake up, I have to start over with that same goal. This is creating sustainable habits and continuous improvement in overall health. Okay? What if your intention is building meaningful connections? That's one of my intentions moving forward. I'll share that with you. Right? Versus a numeric follower count. Like, listen, I know people that have 1 million followers and get no business from it. And I know people that have a couple hundred followers and they have such a strong network of referral-based business that they'll destroy anybody with 1 million followers. On income goals, time goals, financial goals, you name it. So how do we create effective intentions? Step-by-step process. Y'all ready? 1, reflect deeply on the core values and broader life purpose. What is your core values? Or what are your core values? Excuse me. What are your core values? And your broader life purpose, what are those? 2, formulate intentions around these core values. Not external validation. Formulate your intentions around these core values, not external validation. What am I telling you? Forget about what Joe thinks or Susie thinks or Bobby thinks. Forget about the world and what they think. If your purpose of getting a Rolls Royce was so that everybody could see you in a Rolls Royce and respect you, stop that. That's bullshit. These intentions need to fall within your core values. Why? Number 3, regularly regularly and consistently. Evaluate and adjust intentions to maintain alignment with evolving priorities and circumstances. See, that's one thing that a goal doesn't do. If I have an annual goal, it doesn't shift and multiply and change or lower or whatever the case is with the way that my life is going. And I can't maintain true alignment with my evolving priorities and circumstances because life happens and things change. And that you need attention to. I want you to write down your intentions. Like I want you to really think about your goals and then think about the intentions to achieve those goals and write intentions and make them so daggone clear that if you spoke to the universe and you spoke to God and you said, these are my intentions, they would truly understand what you're trying to achieve. Now, here's some actionable tips. You guys ready? Daily journaling your intentions. You know what's really great about writing something down is that there is a specific euphoria that happens. It doesn't happen when you type. This is proven energy. It doesn't happen when you type. It doesn't happen when you voice it out to a voice recorder. It happens when you write. Write down your intentions on a daily basis, and as they shift and adjust, you change them and adjust them. But write down your daily intentions every single day. And that euphoric experience will give you the strongest mental reminder throughout your day. And subconsciously, everything you do will be in line with your intentions. Have a weekly review and align your intentions and actions. Make sure that everything that's on your calendar that you're taking action on falls within your intention. If it doesn't, rethink it. And if you got good people in your life, find an accountability partner. Let them focus on their intentions. You focus on yours. And together, hold each other accountable on intentions rather than just outcomes. Now, I'm encouraging you guys to shift your mindset from goal-driven to intention-driven. I just picked this up last week, man. I'm being like super honest with you. I've always been a goal guy, but I've always understood that there's a step-by-step action to the goals that I have. And each of those steps, if I can achieve each of those steps, I would hit my goal. But I also understood that my goal was malleable. It was Gumby. I can flexible, I can flex it. I can move it. I can change it. I can adjust it. I can make it bigger. I can make it smaller. I can turn it sideways. I can turn it off. I can turn it on again. Like, I always understood that. I just didn't understand that I was really focusing on true intentions. And so when you focus on really on your intentions and you forget the goal, you will more than likely surpass your goal because it's the intentions that get you there. It's that promise of committing on a daily basis that gets you there. I'm going to invite you guys to share your intentions and your progress via social media channels and things like that. Let the world know. We live in this world that's so social and unsocial at the same time. It's like you want to be on social media, but you only want people to know the good shit that's happening in your life, right? Nobody on social media is having a bad life. So go on there and share your intentions. I intend to, or I'm intending to, or I want this connection, or I want that connection, and see who in the world can help you. I had a man once, a stranger, ask me, "What do you want in life?" I didn't know how to answer him. I know how to answer him now. He's not in my life anymore. But he asked me once, "What do you want in life?" And I didn't know how to answer him at that time. And I later found out that he was a multi-billionaire from Monaco. And chances are, had I answered him quickly, he would have found the way to help me achieve it. But because I didn't have an answer, he had no way to help me. And so I invite you to share your intentions. I invite you to be honest about them. And I invite you to not allow outside elements and forces to shift your adjustment, or adjust your mindset and what you're trying to create for yourself. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to encourage you guys to subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to our podcast, share it with people, leave reviews, let us know how we're doing. Let me know how I can help. What do you want me to talk about next? But share this with a friend, because here's what my belief is. if you post this podcast, if this podcast helped you in any way whatsoever, and you post this podcast on social media, it's going to help somebody else. And together, we can help lift the world. All right. Make sure you guys check out our Freedom Achiever Academy at freedomachieveracademy.com. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in our communities. We'll see you guys later.